Good? Not echoing? All right, let's go.
All right. Should we start? All right, let's go.
Yep.
All right. What's up, Metalheads? Israel, Brian, Vince, Metal Swap Talk. God, it's been a good run, right? We're almost there. Saturday, October 19th, 2000.
We're not retiring like you made us sound like.
It's been a long time. Yeah, but we've been working up to this moment, and we're really stoked. This Saturday, October 19th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Metal Swap Meet. Finally, it's here. For those of you who've been waiting for a whole year for this to happen, it is finally here. So we are very stoked about this, right, partner?
Yeah.
It's all right. We're going to be talking a little bit about what's going to be going on Saturday. So for those of you who already saw this on our live video earlier this week, you can skip past all that, get to the interview sections, and we have a couple of, on the spot.
What interviews are we going to have? Let's go over that.
Yes, we have interviews with our buds in Immolation. So that's cool. They played down here on last Thursday, so we chatted up with Immolation, so that's going to be really fun. And then Brian and Vince took a trip up to Santa Ana, right?
We did. Yeah, we went up and saw Enforcer and what was the other band? Warbringer. And we interviewed on Razor Radio with our good friends up there. So we're gonna go into that later. We're gonna talk about Metal Swap Meet for a little while, and then we're gonna do the interview with Immolation, and then finally we'll play the interview we did on Razor Radio.
Yeah, with Andy Ford and Tanner Poppit, our buds up there in Orange County. So make sure to check that out. So, like we said, you've already seen the Metal Swap Meet portion of it on our live broadcast. If not, get ready for excitement and spellbind.
Do it.
All right. So you already know the date, October 19th, this Saturday. Time, VIPs will be in at 10 a.m. If you were lucky enough to get a VIP pass this year, there was a good amount of you people who did that, which was really surprising.
Almost sold out. We had 100 available. I think we sold over 80.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And
which
we
is great.
Thank all of you who supported the VIP, the measure, all of you diehards out there who've been supporting this, who got the VIP. We really appreciate it. It is one of those things that you are responsible for the swap meet that's coming up for next year. So you have
how many attendees were last year?
God, who knows? I'm not sure. I don't think we kept track last year.
I don't know. I would say somewhere between 800 and 1,000.
Yeah, about 800,000. We've had more in the past, so I think this year we might be breaking some records. We hope to be, if you all show up.
Last year was a little bit, we didn't even know if we are going to have it, so it was kind of done last minute.
Yeah, it was
This
very,
is
very last minute.
10th anniversary of this Metal Swap Meet.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We should show the banner.
Yeah.
You guys have seen this online, but
Yep. We got our banner.
We had a
here.
banner printed. Thank you, Delmar Blue.
Delmar Blueprint. Get your printer needs done there. Awesome people. And they printed up this cool banner with Nadim in it, our 10th anniversary. You got Kaiten over there. Great. So VIPs, as I was saying, are 10 a.m. So those of you who are VIPs, what do they get, Brian?
They get in early, 1 hour early at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
They also get a Metal Swap Meet tote bag for this year. It's just a design just for this year, which is the artwork from Arnold Barba. They also get $5 off a merch item from our merch booth, and they also get a VIP laminate and lanyard. And they also got to feel good about themselves about supporting Metal Swap Meet.
Poster as well, right?
Oh, they do get a poster. Yeah.
Get a poster as well.
Yeah, I'll be up pretty late on Wednesday night printing them.
We'll be there having a great old time.
Yeah.
Printing up your stuff. And you get to get first dibs on merch, which is always kind of cool. I know us metalheads are always kind of want to be the first ones in line to get on everything. A lot of us are, I think. And
the last few years, there's quite a few people in the VIP that come up and get their first dibs and come and get some stuff and then take off and go to the next booth. And
they're on top of it. And we
do
really
the 1 hour dash through all the booths. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So they can get the exclusive stuff, the stuff that's out of print, all the cool stuff that all of our vendors have. And how many vendors do we have this year, Vince?
I think we have about 55, I believe.
Yeah, I think this is the most amount of vendors that we've had so far.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 60 because I don't think we were counting our sponsors who are vendors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's pretty close to 60. Yeah.
And it keeps growing. So we are really, really stoked about that. That you're gonna have plenty of stuff to pick from, plenty of different types of vendors, vinyl, CDs, DVDs, even VHS. I've seen 7 inches,
Maybe Betamax,
cassette, maybe Betamax. If
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc. Yeah.
Really, Laserdisc.
I think it's not the Reanimated
awesome.
Records. Cool place.
Cool.
You haven't seen it yet.
You know, T-shirts.
78s.
I used to have a couple of those old Edison records that were real thick.
Yeah, those are 78 RPMs. Yeah.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeves, short sleeves, women's clothing, which is one of those things that you don't find too much. Women's gear. There's tons
Sadistic
of that sort of
Vixens
stuff.
is there.
Sadistic Vixens is going to be there. A lot of cool stuff, dresses, all kinds of neat stuff that's happening there. So for those of you who are, general admission is at 11 a.m. It is all ages and it's $10.
Cash only, right?
Cash only. Only cash is real. Like
Cash, yeah.
you know, like was it God, Tom G. Warrior used to say, right? Only cash is real. Celtic Frost. Celtic Frost.
Good timing on that one.
Yeah, I know. Finally. All right. $10 cash only. There are some ATMs on site, but please bring cash because the majority of the vendors use cash. Some will take card, but hey, come on. It's old school, right? You used to go to the swap meet. You go to the swap meet nowadays. You take cash. So, hey, you know, to the good old days of capitalism. Kids 12 and under are free. So bring your kids. It's a family event. It's gonna be a good time. It's definitely family friendly. So we're very stoked about that. DJ Caton's gonna be there at what time?
He will start playing music, I believe, at 11. You might even, if you're a VIP, probably start hearing him like warming up
No,
by 10.
He's a warhorse.
Yeah, he's like committed to playing the whole day. I think I gotta get closer. Yeah, here we go.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah, so Caton will be playing all day. So he says. So if he wants to take a break, one of us could take over. But Caton is a badass human being and ambassador for heavy metal. So go up and give him a high five.
Yeah, man, because he's definitely one of the bigger supporters that we have. That's in the metal scene, especially up north, or the metal swap meet. For metal in general, he's always been a humongous supporter. He's all over the place. I mean, for a person who's been in a band like Hyrax, who's played all over the world, who has been international all this time, he's always kept it local, which always, it makes your heart warm when you see somebody who's been in the scene for such a long time who still supports the underground. Which I think we consider ourselves DIY, do-it-yourself, underground sort of operation, and he's always been very supportive of what we do. So we really appreciate him coming down and entertaining all the fans. And he's a great ambassador for heavy metal around the world. So we're lucky to have him on, coming down on Saturday.
He's like the Bob Hope of heavy metal.
There you go. That's a great analogy. It's like the Bob.
Entertain the troops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Entertain the metal troops, right? Alien Weaponry, who will be down in San Diego on Saturday, playing at Soda Bar, will be hanging out with us at Metal Swap Meet. They will have a booth there early in the morning. So for those of you who are going to the show at night, you will actually get first dibs on merchandise for Alien Weaponry at Metal Swap Meet before they go to the soda bar.
Yeah, and you get to meet the guys and hang out. I mean, they're a unique band.
Yep.
With a very unique background.
Absolutely. They're very young, a newer band. I mean, most of the guys, I think one of them 17, the other one just turned 18. Those guys have shot up really quick. With a unique blend of metal and traditional Maori, language, and a huge, influence of their New Zealand Maori background, which is really cool. And they're going to be hanging out with us doing a signing at 1 p.m. That Saturday. So make sure to stop by the booth, pick up some merch, and say hi to the guys, and They're in the middle of a long tour with Black Label Society, and one of the shows that they're doing that they're headlining on their own is going to be in San Diego that night at the Soda Bar. So stop by and say hi to those guys and get your stuff signed, get some cool merch, and pick their brains. See what it's like when you're 17, 18 years old, traveling the world and playing heavy metal, which is not very common.
This is a tough life.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah. One of the other bands that we just announced recently this week that is coming down for a signing is Witherfall. Signed to Century Media Records. One of those progressive power metal bands that's been on the rise the last few years. They're from Los Angeles. Some of you have seen them on tours with a bunch of huge groups. I think they just did some Japanese dates. They've done several European tours, Metal Fest in Europe and the US. They just were announced for Prog Power USA in Atlanta, the biggest progressive metal festival in the US, and they were one of the first bands to get announced to that. So we're really stoked to have those guys come down. And the vocalist Joseph Michael, who sings also in Sanctuary, who took over after Worrell Dane, who unfortunately passed away a while back. So then he's been doing that. And Jake, who's the guitar player for Witherfall, who is actually the lead guitar player for Iced Earth. So those guys will be coming down, doing a signing with us at 2 p.m.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, never heard of them. Iced Earth? Who's that?
They're not playing that night, are they?
No, Witherfall's not playing that night. They actually just decided to come down and be a part of the Metal Swap Meet, which is an absolute honor for us, and we're really happy to have them down here. They're going to bring tons of merch as well, so stop by their booth. They're going to have vinyl, they're going to have shirts, they're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. The new album that's out on Century Media Records, they will have for sale, so stop by and say hi to those guys, and they will have a lot of stuff to sign for you. And we're really, really happy to have those guys on board because they are one of those bands that's been rising rather quickly. But I know they've been hard at it, and I know some of the members play in White Wizard as well, right?
I think it's some ex-members, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's members from White Wizard.
But who hasn't been in White Wizard?
Yeah, I know. I think Vince was at White Wizard at one time point, right? No? All right.
He's a
Black Wizard.
He's a brown wizard.
Brown Wizard. Brown Wizard. Red Wizard. All right. Very good. All right. Jesus Christ. We started late today, guys. Sorry. And the main chorus that day is going to be Night Demon, who's going to be playing at 5 p.m. We are really excited about this band. We have been listening to these guys for a while, and one of the other international bands that is hanging out with us on Metal Swamp Meet. I think the theme for this year has been kind of getting bands who are fairly new, I guess new you could say, but at the same time who have risen through the ranks rather quickly, who have put in their time, who have been playing internationally for many years, and who have finally come to the surface as these really talented groups, I think.
Yeah, Night Demon are pretty cool. They kind of remind me of like old Diamond Head. They're a power 3-piece. I would throw them in the new wave of British heavy metal kind of genre, even though they're from LA. They just kind of capture
Ventura
that.
County.
Yeah, they kind of just capture that whole scene, in my opinion.
No, and then they're just about to basically the last performance before they go on tour in Europe is going to be at Metal Swap Meet. So we're very lucky that this has happened. We're catching them between tours, and they will be going on tour for about a month and a half with Sacred Reich in Europe right after the Metal Swap Meet. So we're very stoked to have them be at Metal Swap Meet, and they will be doing a signing as well at 3 p.m. at Metal Swap Meet. So come and hang out, say hi, buy some merch. They'll have tons of stuff there, a lot of exclusive stuff that they don't normally have. They will have there for Metal Swap Meet.
Yeah, they said they were like bringing the thunder, and they're bringing some rare merch.
Ooh, I like that. All right. Sorry about the video cut off. So, anyways, Peter Best, he will be at Metal Swap Meet this year, right, Vince?
Yes, sir.
Oh, excited about that. And he's got a new book out, which we are very, very happy about.
Yep.
It's called Defenders of the Faith. He will have it for sale there. And we have an exclusive for you to see it here at Metal Swap Talk.
Yep. So this is a really nicely made book. It's got an embossed feel to the cover. Really thick, beautiful glossy pages with his amazing photography of the battle vests and stuff. And Peter's actually bringing some of his limited edition versions of this book, which I think this is one of them.
Yeah, it is.
I just opened it up, but it comes in this nice, beautiful slipcase. It sends it on there. Cool. And I believe it comes with some patches and some other stuff. I didn't even intend to like open up his boxes that he sent here for us to bring with us.
We're sorry.
I hope he doesn't mind. But this is a beautiful book. It really is. But we are lucky to have this guy at the Metal Swap Meet this year.
No.
And you're gonna have first dibs on the limited edition and as well as the regular edition. And if you buy him there, I guarantee you he's gonna sign it.
Yeah, I think it just came out last week, I believe.
Yeah, it did recently come out. He had a big release party out in New York, and a few other shows. Oh, it comes with patches.
There's some of the patches.
So
I'm not sure what it comes with, but I grabbed a handful of patches that were in the box, and there's some. I don't know. This is really a cool thing that he's doing.
If you don't have a metal vest, then he's gonna hook you up with the first patches so you can start filling it up.
Me, yeah.
Some of you guys from the last swap meet might even be in that book.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, he was down at the Metal Swap Meet the last few years. He's been working on this book for the last like 3 or 4 years, from what I think I've heard.
Yeah.
And he was at Swap Meet taking pictures of some of the vests that some of our cool attendees had.
Yeah, you might be in the book.
Yeah, so you might be in the book, and if you
like
were
not your face, but like just the vest you were wearing.
Nobody cares about your face. Sorry.
Your face would not help with the sales, but
yeah.
Your vest might will. Yeah.
There you go. You have a cool patch or whatever. You might be in there. So definitely stop by his booth. He's gonna be there all day, and he's gonna have the book there for sale and to sign. And if you're familiar with his work with True Norwegian Black Metal, an amazing book that we also have as well. Definitely stop by and pick up one of these books because it's one of a kind.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. So we're very, very stoked to have him back again. He's been a friend of Swap for a few years, so we're very happy to have him back. For those of you who like to partake in the drinking,
nope.
Well, sometimes we do. We have a special offer, right, Brian?
Oh yeah. So the Metal Swap Meet location is kind of a trippy place. There's a lot of different businesses in this park. I would say there's like 7 or 8 different breweries.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 of these breweries are hooking you up with discounts. So what you got to do is when you go to Align Brewing or Setting Sun Sake, just go in there, check in on your Instagram or Facebook, and show your phone to the bartender. They'll give you $1 off your drink.
Wow.
No questions asked. Just
pretty good.
Check in, show it to them, $1 off. So that can add up to, a whole T-shirt from one of our vendors.
If you drink like us.
Yeah. Maybe that would be like a hoodie in my case.
Right.
No, there's also a special beer, right?
There is. Lime Brewing has hooked up with a Setting Sun Sake Brewing and with ourselves, and they come up with a Lager X, a Mexican lager, a Metal Swap Meet special for that particular day. It's a very refreshing Mexican lager, good craft beer. So definitely, get yourself one of those. Get $1 off of it when you check in as well. It's gonna be a long day, so you wanna keep hydrated, especially with some good Mexican lager.
Yeah, that's our close to the border town fest beer.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not German, we're like kind of Spanglish, so that's our fest beer.
Yeah. It'll be good. So stop by and pick one of those up.
Yeah, that'll be available at Align Brewing also, and Setting Sun Sake. You can get it there.
Both locations.
Both locations, yes.
I'm gonna be chugging that all day.
You're checking it both and get $1 off each one too.
$1 off.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Setting Sun Sake, they're gonna have some special cocktails on hand. and those are the Hell's Gate. It's a sake cocktail with ghost pepper. It's a ghost pepper simple syrup, and what's the other ingredient on there?
I believe it's a what is that? Ginger beer. I think
ginger beer. Okay.
Ginger beer, ice, sake, and ghost pepper simple syrup.
Very refreshing as well, with a little bit of a kick.
It burn your face off.
Yeah, burn your face off. But $1 off of burning your face off.
Yeah, if you show your check-in.
You check in, they'll do it. The other cocktail that they have there is called Angel's Holocaust, which is the same kind of cocktail but without the pepper, so you can kind of, if you're not a fan of the spicy stuff.
It's like the wussy version of that, that beer or of that cocktail. Yeah.
And they also have some of last year's sake.
They do, Vince. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So they still have a few select bottles of the Ronin Black, which was a collaboration between us, Setting Sun Sake, and our friends at AleSmith. So they still have bottles of these limited release. So if you want to pick one up as a keepsake, this stuff is delicious. And what's in it, Brian? Because I keep
yeah. So that's their sake that's been aged in Speedway Stout bourbon barrels. Yeah. So before they aged the sake in it, it was housing Speedway Stout, the bourbon barrel aged version. So it's gonna have like a boozy, but also kind of woody chocolate flavor to it.
Yeah, it's smoky chocolate kind of flavor, I think, and it's delicious. So
it's definitely a keepsake too, because it's this is from last year and it has our logo on it. Yeah, it's the only bottle that we've ever done that has our logo on it, which is cool, and I'm pretty damn stoked.
I'm not
going
to make it again.
No,
this is it. This is the last batch that they have, and so pick one up and celebrate with us. It's 10 years that we've been doing this thing, so get a little keepsake so you can have a drink for our 11th or 15th or 20th.
Save it for a special occasion or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of AleSmith, aren't they down the street or around there too?
Mm-hmm.
As well as a lot of other breweries and across the street.
Yeah, AleSmith's like about a half a mile away or so. McKellar is almost walking distance from there. I would say they're, I'm a pretty fit guy, so it's pretty walking distance for me.
Yes, of course. You can jog there backwards.
Yeah. No problem, but
no problem at all.
Maybe some of you need to take an Uber.
Or one of those scooters.
Yeah. So McKellar is a good place to go. I mean, especially if you're in the hazy IPA and also the Imperial Stout. That's kind of what they specialize in, and also coffee stouts.
Yeah.
But right where we're at, we have tons of stuff. If you're into the craft beer, and we got sake, we got cider, we got mead. We got multiple breweries. We got wine. We got spirits. We got everything. Yeah. So you shouldn't have to really roam too far to find some good stuff, and plenty of good food options too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's sushi. There's a Mexican food place. There's all kinds of good options. Vegetarian.
The Good Seed is a great restaurant right across the street. There's of course Full Metal Burgers, which has been with us for the last couple of years.
Delicious.
If you like burgers, they don't make the dry ass ones where you bite into it and you just need like gallons of water. They know how to make it.
No, their burgers are great. So, stop by and they'll be right on site. So, get yourself a burger. Coat the stomach with some good food before you hit the beers, or maybe after. Who knows? People have been asking about parking. There's plenty of parking on site. On the street, off-street parking, that's what we prefer, that already parks.
By the time you get there, the lot we're at is going to be full.
Yeah.
Just park along the street or take a ride share. That would be your best deal. It's right there in the middle of Miramar.
Yeah, it's a lot of warehouse spaces and stuff like that. So there's tons of parking along the street, but. If you have friends or whatever, you please carpool. It'll make it a lot easier for you, a lot of it easier for us. There's public transportation options as well, but they are kind of limited because it is the Miramar area.
Industrial.
But you can get there by public transportation. However, we recommend maybe taking an Uber. Might be easier, or Lyft or what have you.
Huh.
Might be easier for you, and you don't have to deal with the buses or whatever because it's a Saturday, so bus service sometimes is limited. Bring cash, right? Did we talk about that already?
I don't know. Just bring cash.
Yeah.
Don't think your card's gonna work there. Not all these vendors take cards. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a swap meet. You can just, flea market. Just bring cash. It's just easier.
Yeah, I think the sushi place has.
They have an ATM that'll charge you more money.
Yeah,
it's not free.
More than likely, it'll run out of money by the time if you get there after noon or what have you. On the main road, Miramar, there's a couple banks: Bank of America, Wells Fargo, stuff like that. There's ATMs all up and down that place. So
just bring cash. It's just easier.
Bring cash.
Yeah. Stop somewhere on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up some cash.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier.
We have over 50 metal vendors, right, Vince?
Yeah, I think he's close to 60 now.
Close to 60,
Good Lord.
Including our sponsors and stuff, yeah. Yeah. About 60 vendors, and where we're going to put them, we'll make it happen.
Hey, we'll make room. If we fit at Queen Bee's the way we were, we'll fit out here.
Oh, man.
It's outdoors for those.
It's way better than Queen Bee's for you old school people.
Yes.
This is a lot bigger.
A lot bigger and a lot better.
And it's outside.
And a big shout out to our sponsors, Dark Muscle. Excuse me. Dark Muscle Apparel. Coffee and Metal, our buddies there, who are going to be running around filming and doing all kinds of hijinks and shit. So, shout out for those guys. Rock Invasion, who's been with us for 7 years already, vending, who are our sponsor this year. We really appreciate them as well. Awesome people. And our friends at Lock and Shock, who have some of the best, metal merchandise, the best shirts that you probably will find somewhere.
Been with us for a while too.
Been with us for a while as well. They're coming down from Los Angeles, and who've been there. We've been to a lot of different festivals, Ozfest, Scandinavian Death Fest, and they are all over the place. They have really quality, great stuff. So please stop by. They'll be by the entrance. So definitely check them out. We've mentioned this before. It's all ages. $10 all ages. Kids 12 under are free. We're gonna have our swap meet banner, which we had last year. Some of you took pictures there, what have you.
But I've seen it on the last Metal Swap Talk episode.
Yeah, the big white banner with our logos, Setting Sun and AleSmith's logo on it. We're going to bring that out and take photos of you folks in front of it, post on our social media. But we'd also like you to grab a Sharpie and, write some on it, like, thanks for a good 10 years. Fuck you, Brian, you're an asshole. Like sentimental stuff like that.
Yeah, just sign it. Let us know you were there. Like we said, this is our 10th year, and we want to make something special out of it. So that banner is going to be kind of like the wedding book,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
and we're gonna, when we do, videos like this, we're gonna still keep it behind us with,
with your messages.
with your
and good
messages,
thoughts.
the kind things you're gonna say about us.
We're also gonna try to record some live segments or record some stuff for the next Metal Swap Top episode.
Yeah,
they're at the swap meet as well, so maybe you'll be in it.
Yeah, we'll see you. We're gonna be rolling around, so
you could be a star. Okay, everybody. If so, VIP are sold out, but if you want to win VIP, here's what you could do. You could like this post, leave a comment under it. Just say Metal Swap sucks or whatever you want.
Why do you always got to be so negative, Brian?
I don't know. I just
could be just like Vince is handsome as fuck.
Vince is a badass. Yeah. And
I
then
have your baby.
And then share this post. And then we'll randomly pick a winner to get 2 tickets of VIP for Metal Swap Meet.
Holy crap!
What does that include again?
Yeah, that gets you in an hour early. That gets you a poster. That gets you a tote bag, and it gets you a laminate lanyard.
And $5
off a merch item.
Good lord!
From Metal Swap Meet's table.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that. You got nothing to lose, and would help support us.
Yeah, definitely. So we had the luck of talking to Immolation last Thursday, right, Vince?
Yep.
It was a good time. Those guys are amazing. Yeah, good, amazing show. Immolation is always goddamn so good when they're live, and we had the chance to talk to Rob or Bob or Bob. Yeah, it is Bob. Bob Vigna, main guitar player for Immolation, who's been there since day one, since the band came about. So we chatted a little bit about a lot of different subjects, and so we were kind of happy to actually have such a legendary person hang out with us for a bit.
All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Israel and Vince from Metal Swap Talk, hanging out with from Immolation.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Bob, how's it going, man? Thanks for hanging out with us
Good.
tonight.
Get my cord ready here. Okay, now we're set.
You don't
Good.
want to strangle yourself on
Good
that
now.
thing. Be careful. The final run of the Atonement Tour, a North American leg of it. How was it? How's it been so far?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, we've been having a lot of good shows. Blood Incantation's a great band. We toured with them for like a week at the end of the Decibel tour in the beginning of the year. So when we came out, we wanted to, do something kind of simple, but with a good band. Because instead of having a crazy tour, we figured it was best to just have one really good band with us, and it worked out. They said yeah, and we're all here now. So it was a good combination, and the tour's been going great. We started off in New York area, and we did like 3 or 4 shows in the New York area, and Jersey area, and Philly, and they were all phenomenal. And the run's been going really good. The whole thing's been really good. And there's a lot of tours going on out there at this time, so we've been holding our own. So all the guys were like, all right, let's see how it goes tonight.
A lot of stuff coming through town, and
you guys are definitely one of the highlights, especially down here in San Diego. And you guys have been down here several times.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. We've been at this place many times, and it's always a good show. We always have a good time here. So
Awesome.
no-brainer.
We're very happy to have you guys here. Just to kind of jump into it. It's been over 30 years since the first demo. And, you've
Going
had...
way back now.
Yeah, it's 80s, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 88 was the first demo.
88, the first demo. Over 10 albums and even more tours, man. Countless tours all over the world. We heard you guys were in Asia recently. Just
Yes.
came back from Asia and Australia.
Yeah, we did. Basically, the year started off with the end of the Decibel tour, and then after that, I think we went to. At some point, we went to South America for a few shows, which is great. We played in Colombia for the first time, and
great.
we did Costa Rica, Mexico, Ecuador. So it was really good time there, and then we did a few European festivals. So that was needed. So we wanted to do a few of those. So that was great, like Hellfest and Brutal Assault and such like that. And then we did the Asia thing, which was like 3 weeks. So we did like 8 shows in Asia, and then we did 3 in Australia and 3 in Japan. So
Non-stop.
pretty much. I mean, you fly to every show. So we had a couple of days here and there, but most of it was just. Flying every show. Yeah, that's our sound man going back and forth. He's oblivious, so forgive him. He's French. What are you gonna do? But anyway, it's been good. It's been a long run, but we're happy because we wanted to get out here and kind of finish out the Atonement record with a bang. You know what I mean? And this whole past few months has been just phenomenal, like a nonstop. And we're having a ball. It's tough at times, but look, we're coming here, we're playing metal. How bad could it be?
Absolutely. You guys are a machine. I mean, it definitely going on. From what I hear, it's 41 days straight on this current tour, and you guys are about halfway through, and you guys keep chugging along. Immolation seems to sound fresh every single album. How do you keep up with that? How do you keep doing it?
We just do our best. You want to write the best you can. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm sure anybody else out there, they do the same thing. They just want to write music that's the best you can make it, and make good music. With us, we want to make it heavy, we want to make it dark, and we just want to do as good a job as we can. I mean, you always want to outdo yourself, but you can't go into it like that. When you're writing music, you just got to go with the feeling and whatever works. And once you feel it's where it's got to be, then you move on to the next one. And
Absolutely,
that's it,
absolutely.
And song by song, we get the record done. But I mean, we always just try to incorporate different things as best we can. But after 100 songs and 10 albums, it gets harder. But but we're getting there. We still got a few songs written already.
You try to get more, finding new ways to get creative, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of stumble on stuff sometimes too, So, but you just got to go with what you're feeling.
Cool. changes in the music industry have been basically written about to no end. The record labels do not have the money that they used to. And it's very difficult for the band to make money on a recording. Now, has this affected the way your recording frequency and the way you record nowadays?
No, we never made money on recording anyway, so it doesn't matter. We've always made money on the road, so that never affected us. But actually, we probably make more money now from the recordings than we used to anyway. It's just like the digitals, you get a lot of digital stuff. And not that we're making a lot of money off that. We make money from touring. That's the bottom line, It's like that's where we make money. So that's just the way the industry is, especially nowadays. But as long as people get the music and they hear it and they get into it, then the touring's that much better. So I mean, that's what it's all about. And that's for us the best part anyways, getting out there to the different countries, the different places, meeting different people, having a good time, playing the music, and seeing people in different countries and areas and getting into your music. And that's like, for us, that's like a high, It's like you see them getting into it, you create something and you talk to so many people that get so much out of it. And sometimes it's weird for us because, people like really like, and it's great. I mean, that's awesome, but it's just like, wow, sometimes it's overwhelming, you know what I mean?
Very emotional.
Yeah, but it's cool, to us, that's the best thing is that, when people get that much out of it and they enjoy it that much and, it's awesome, I mean, you couldn't ask for more. So it's cool to get out here and that's what it's all about anyway. So it's a good thing that's where you can make the money because
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because
you've managed to adjust to a changing market, I guess.
I guess for us, like I said, not much change. We just now we're getting out more frequently because we want to when we need to. It's like I think back the last few years you try and hook up with different things, and now we're just like, let's just do our own thing, make shit happen, and that's it. And just like. That's what you got to do. You just got to plan out. It took us 30 years, but we're starting to become better planners now. So better late than never. So.
Kind of brings me to the next question. Immolation has been a solid foundation for death metal for a long time. Over 30 years now. Do you find the genre of death metal still has a lot of room to expand, or has the style become too narrow?
It's always got room to expand. I mean, the genre's expanded all sorts of different directions, whether you like them or not. I mean, there's all different types of extreme music now, and when death metal came around in the early 90s, it was one way, and then eventually things just kind of like took off and went in 18 million different directions, and that's music. That's okay. It's like what we do, we've always done, and we've always continued to do it in a certain way, and maybe just add to it to make it a little, like you said, a little fresher, a little different. Just do the best we can at it and take it to a different level for this band, But yeah, I don't think anything's gone in any other direction other than, if anything, it's come back to the roots now, which is kind of cool because bands like Blood Incantation and Necrot and, a lot of these bands, newer bands or bands that have been around just a few years, are kind of getting more into the old style, the darker side of it, the heavy and dark stuff as opposed to the feeling of it. More of the emotion and the feeling side as opposed to just aggression and, you know what I mean? So,
sure, absolutely.
So to us, that's what it's always been about anyway. So it's kind of cool to see that coming around almost like full circle, with all the younger bands, and it's great, because you have bands now, almost every band we go to, because we had a lot of local bands on this tour because it's just us and Blood Incantation, so, which is kind of cool because you get like 3-4 local bands sometimes. And you get most of these bands that are playing are like, they're death metal bands, or they're like, they have that darker sound, they have that old school kind of, and it's like, wow, that's kind of cool, because for a long time there, if you had local bands on the show, they'd be something completely different, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of nice to see like they're all into that kind of stuff, and they're kind of looking back to the roots of the music now, which is good.
Which is, I mean,
especially when you see these bands that are like, 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and they're playing like the dark, aggressive stuff. You're like, wow, that's cool, And so it's good.
And if you kind of look at it, you guys had a lot to do with that, that influence, that whole sort of kind of the new generation that looks at it going back to those old school roots that you guys kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Anyone that, they do come up to us and they're like, oh, you inspired us, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. It's awesome. It's flattering. It's like, it's great. It's a cool thing to hear. But most importantly, it's the fact that they're kind of like into that darker side of things now. The younger people are getting more into that kind of zone, which is kind of cool. It's like, it's nice to see.
Absolutely.
It took a while, it seems, but it's nice to see. Because, like I said, everything kind of went like that, and now it's kind of like coming back to where
it's like a weird circle.
Yeah, and coming back to kind of like more that original type of sound, which is kind of cool.
Now, your playing style is pretty intense and very technical, which is impressive all its own. How did
Not
you
that
come
technical.
Well, how did you
It
come
looks
to
more technical because I'm moving around a lot.
Right. Well, that's one of the questions. It's how did you come to swing your guitar around so much during your live performances, and still keep that, still keep those riffs clean and tight, and still move that guitar around like crazy?
It's an optical illusion, really. I mean, after years and years of doing it, it just kind of developed. Once I cut my hair, I had to do something else and bang my head. So I was like, all right, I don't know, let's see what happens. And then now I'm doing calisthenics on stage. So what can you do?
You get a good workout.
Yeah, I get cardio every day. Everything I'm up on stage, so it's great.
Cool, man.
I mean, I have fun with it. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing. And when the crowd's even that much more, the crazier the crowd. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to slow myself down because I'm like all over the place. But the more intense the crowd, the more into it you get. The more into it you get. You know. So it's just the way it is. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, totally makes sense. You guys play ESP guitars. What pickups, amps, and pedals do you use to get that unique Immolation sound, which it is not
we've been using
easy to replicate?
Fishman pickups now. We went out to NAMM last year and we met the rep there and we were like, okay, these sound really good. So, I actually when Alex. He got his Mille Petrosa guitar in Europe from ESP, and it happened to have those already in there. So I had to try it. We tried it out one day, like live on stage. He was playing, and then I tried his guitar out, and I was like, yeah, these sound pretty cool. And, Alex had known about them a little bit before, and I heard them, I'm like, yeah, these sound really good. So anyway, long story short, that's what we play now. So,
They have a good natural sound, but still
they do, and they have a lot less noise involved. You know what I mean? It's like they still have the heaviness and a lot of clarity, but they're also they're not noisy. You know what I mean? That's what gives them the clarity. So they're cool. I mean, they're worth checking out for sure. I mean, we love them, and the ESP guitars are just phenomenal.
We saw you guys at NAMM this year at the ESP booth.
Yes.
I mean, they have some amazing guitars.
Yeah, they're just, they're super cool people. The stuff they make is awesome. And, ever since I tried it, Chris Canella, who used to work for ESP, who's the first guy that got me into them. And, he got me hooked because I was playing Jackson for a while. And then once he had me try the ESPs, I was just like, yeah, these are really good. So I kind of was, with that. And now Tony's there now. And he's a super cool guy, and all the staff is awesome, and they're really cool people, and the instruments are amazing, and so we're very happy with it, very happy. And like I said, the Fishman pickups, and we've been using PV heads since 2008 for the most part. I mean, we use different stuff when we're over in Europe, but I got these PV heads, the Triple X's back in like 2008, and I've been playing them non-stop since. Haven't changed the tubes, haven't done anything. They've taken a few falls and they still work great. So they're getting close to probably I have to maybe put them on the back burner and get some new ones soon. But yeah, I mean so that's our basic setup.
The band currently lives in different states, from what we hear, right?
Yeah, we've been that way for a while now. We got Alex is in D.C., Steve's in Ohio, Ross is in upstate New York, and I'm in downstate New York.
So how does a rehearsal and writing process work? Do you record demos before entering the studio, or
yeah, pretty much. I've been since Majesty and Decay. I write on the computer. I use Ableton Live, and I write everything on the computer. So once I get something written, I'll send it out to the guys, and they pretty much learn it, or we'll discuss it or whatever, and then they'll learn their parts, and then we'll get together and practice a little bit. It used to be basically. Because at the time, basically all the records, I was recording on. So I would just get all the stuff down. I'd send it to Ross and Steve. And then we'd meet in the studio. Never play the songs together ever. Steve would lay down his tracks. I'd lay down our tracks, whatever. We all laid down our stuff, and the album would get done. The first time we'd play any new songs together would be like the first show of the tour. So that's the way we would do it. Wow. We do it a little differently now. So of course. When Alex got in the band, we felt it was time to maybe like, all right, maybe we should have some rehearsals before a tour and before the record, So we've been rehearsing before tours now, unless they're this close together. They're like a week apart. So, but we'll get together, we'll rehearse, go over some stuff, 2 or 3 days, and then then we go on the road.
Get on the road.
But it's not bad. We'll drive out to Steve's, or he'll come to New York. We make it work. But with everything, everybody knows what they have to do. So as long as they got the music in front of them, they practice. Sure. That's it. Once we get together, we're okay. But the writing process is done on the computer. And then now with the new record, we're going to we already rehearsed like 4 of the new songs already together before these tours, just to kind of feel them out. So we're going to be doing more of that this time for this record. Try and play together, work out some more of the kinks. I think prior to getting into the studio, make it better.
Get the logistics down before you actually.
Yeah, I think it would help to have that. I mean, the way we did it was fine, and it's worked fine for the past few releases for sure. But I think it would be good to kind of get all the stuff down and then get together and rehearse it together. I think it's probably just a better thing, to get that more natural feel for ourselves, as far as the
feeling.
Just kind of feel it out and feel what works. Maybe, it's, I mean, most bands do it that way. We just haven't done it that way since like years ago. So this time we'd like to do that kind of a thing, rehearse, kind of feel out the songs. So maybe, we might find things that need adjustment in a different way when you're playing together for a few times, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the plan.
Cool.
He's going next.
He's going, Bob. It's good to see you again.
Likewise.
You guys have had a lot of great album covers and album art. Who comes up with those concepts and ideas? You guys?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much Ross and I go over ideas together, and we'll think of things, and we basically put the ideas together. A lot of times we'll write everything out, kind of what we're figuring on, what it means. We'll do a sketch, usually poorly done, but we'll do a sketch. And then we'll actually send the artist some of the music too, whether it's the pre-production or whatever, just so they get an idea for the feel of what's going on.
So you guys pretty much have a whole idea and concept together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Before.
And then, depending on the artist, they'll try and make some adjustments, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's definitely for the better, and we kind of give them that freedom too, and then, we take it from there. So it's a combination, but for the most part, we come up with the concepts and we can critique. Like with Paul Olsen on the last few releases, we were able to say what we like and don't like, and he's able to make changes accordingly, And Zbigniew did the inside. Zbigniew Bialik did the inside pieces for the last one, and we kind of sketched out stuff for him, and he made some adjustments, but they worked out for the best too. So it was it all depends. But art is weird, so you kind of have to give the artist a little play as well, and
it's like another person in the band sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to trust the artist that they're gonna, take it into a certain direction. So we always give them that somewhat freedom, but the concepts pretty much are ours most of the time.
All right, cool. Let's see. You guys' lyrical themes have changed a lot in the last years. A lot of the earlier stuff is a little bit more darker, more primitive, and now it seems you guys have changed a little bit more about more modern times, sometimes questioning governments and closing powers. And
I think originally, I think we used religion as an outlet for certain things in the lyrics when everything still had a double meaning. Like we talk about one thing, but it also could relate to something else. And we've always done that. We still do that to this day. But I think we just started being more direct in a way. But at the same time, everyone gets something different out of it, And I think we've gotten better and better at the lyrics because I think, again, people look at the songs and they either interpret it exactly how you're thinking it, or they interpret it completely different. But that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Someone looks at a painting, they're gonna see one thing or another. It doesn't matter as long as they're getting something out of it. That's cool, So, but. Yeah, for me, it's something cool when people that aren't into the music generally. Like I had a guy I used to work with. He was into heavy metal, the earlier stuff, but not so much death metal. So, once he realized I was in a band, he checked out some of the stuff and he checked out the new record, and he, not only checked out the music, but he was just like,
reading the lyrics.
I see what you guys are saying, and I get it. It's really cool. So someone that's not really quite into it, kind of looks at it, gives it a chance, and get something out of it and understands where you're coming from, and he's like, yeah, it's done, intelligently, it's like yeah. So he didn't know what to expect there. So to hear that was cool, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think we've gotten better at it, and I think the dark element is still there, and especially in the production and lyrically too. It's just and that's the way we're going to continue.
Yeah, you guys keep growing and
absolutely
changing. Given the current divided political climate in the U.S., do you think any of that could influence you guys' lyrics on the future albums?
It's been influencing us for years. I mean, we tend to, we're not really, any politics we put into our music is usually done in such a way where it's like, it could be interpreted in a number of ways, you know what I mean? So we're not kind of blatant about it. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of inspiration in the world between politics, war, religion. You take those three things, forget it. It's like
there's a lot of evil in the world.
A ton of stuff. Yeah, and that's what we've always written about, was the darker sides of mankind, and we kind of like look at it as opposed to like, we don't glorify one side. We just look at the other stuff and we say, hey, this is kind of fucked up, and that's kind of what we write about. It's just reality, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Truth out there. So you say you have 4 new songs ready for the next album. You guys planning on recording later this year, next year?
Probably early next year. I think we're going to try and do some writing maybe on the European tour, because we're very busy on this tour, busier than I thought as far as like, we're doing everything, so it's a lot of work. But I think in Europe we'll be more relaxed for us because we don't have to do as much, so except for play and sleep. So, I'll have a little more time. So the plan is to do some writing on that tour, and then definitely once we get back in December, just hard hit the writing, finish it up, and then get into the studio early next year. Hopefully get it out by the summertime.
You guys first played in San Diego in 1992 with Agoraphobia. Do you have any memories or anything? Remember anything from that show?
Not one thing.
No.
I'm sure someone will remind me somewhere. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Have you
but that was a cool tour. I mean, that was awesome.
Have you noticed any kind of changes in the U.S. between then and now, as playing shows?
I mean, if anything, it's probably, back then on our first tour, it was so fresh and new, and there was a lot of people coming, I mean, there was the energy was just like, because it was a new type of music, you know what I mean? So, that being said, it's like now I think it seems like that energy and feeling is starting to come back, because we're starting to see like a lot more people coming out, or a lot more, I don't know how you explain it, it's just like the younger people are coming out, and the younger people are into it. And, that comes in waves, with all kinds of music. So it seems like it's on quite an upswing now, you know what I mean? So, we're playing shows in cities. Like we played a show in Dallas, and it was like there was like 2 big tours. I think it was a Napalm tour and the Voivod tour that got together, did a big festival show. Then you had another band playing over here. There was another concert there, and then we had ours. And we had a good show, and we know the other shows went well. So it's like, that means that there's a lot of people coming out. There's a lot of younger people coming out. We see that, and it just means the music, the underground music and heavy music is getting more popular now, which is awesome, And it's definitely an upswing. So I mean, to me that's what's kind of reminiscent of back in those days, you know what I mean, which is good. So.
Let's see, I've got a couple more questions for you. So, when you're not on tour making music, what are some of your guys' hobbies and interests?
Touring and making music.
And what else is there?
I mean, we're so busy with that, which is a good thing. It's like I'm happy to be busy with that. Yeah, for the most part, my interests are pretty much everything that has to do with either music or, video production or lighting or, anything that's dealing with the music or entertainment industry. That's what I do for work, and that's what I've done all these years. So it's like,
I think you mentioned before you work with a lighting company.
Yeah, I've done programming lighting. I've done lighting, customer service, sales stuff. I've done I still do video stuff to this day, whether it's for weddings or for heavy for our videos or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's cool because I was lucky enough to get into the jobs that I've always had. I would get into stuff that I was interested in, that I could also kind of use with the band as well, you know what I mean? So any jobs I've had, as much as I've worked at them, I've always enjoyed the work, even though it was not the band, but at least it was like, something I knew in the future I could use it. I could learn something and use it for the band, so I've been lucky in that sense. So
you helped out with a lot of the more recent videos you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, me and my friend shot the last 2 that we did, and he'd help me shoot them, and then I just edited them and put them together. So, it's nice to be able to do it. And look, it's like videos are very expensive, so if we could do it, if you could do it yourself, you know, you do it, you know, because it's just, we know what we want and we know what we're trying to achieve, you know, and we've had guys do it, like Tommy Jones, who also works with Nuclear Blast. He's done a couple of videos for us and has done a phenomenal job, you know. But he's super busy, and you know what I mean. So it's like sometimes you just gotta, if you're able to do stuff yourself, you do it, you know. So we try and do as much as we can, because that side of it's important too, you know what I mean. So
yeah, as a visual aspect, to me, not as important as the music.
No, but it's something I think, you know, just maybe with the younger kids or in general, it's just, I think it's important in the sense of getting the music out there, because I think a lot of people, as much as they listen to music, they're constantly on the Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, and I've noticed, I mean, you know, we'll release a video a year after a record and people will be like, oh, wow, cool new song, you know, like, because they maybe didn't even catch the record that came out or whatever, or maybe they don't know the band, but the video comes out and there it is, and they see it, and now you're introducing yourself to somebody new, you know what I mean? So it's important, you know, so that's the thing. So it's a good way to promote and just kind of get the music out there, you know. So yeah, so I'm just happy that, you know, we're able to kind of do certain things like that on our own and just make it happen for ourselves when it's not always, you know, accessible, you know what I mean, financially, you know what I mean?
Control over the overall vision and aspect of it,
you know,
too.
I mean, you know, the more you can do for yourself, the better. You know, it's just, in this day and age, that's kind of the way it is, you know what I mean? It's great when you can do, like, super professional, big stuff, but, you know, not everybody has the budget for that, so you have to kind of, like, you know, if you could make things happen on your own, you do it, you know?
You guys did the Sky On Fest in Pomona, I don't remember how many years ago.
Oh, yeah, 2011 probably.
How did you guys get connected with that? I think you guys have an EP or on a compilation or something with that,
too? Oh,
too?
yeah, that was the Providence EP. I guess between Nuclear Blast and our booking agent, however that worked out, I guess between the two of them, Cyan at the time was doing that Cyan AV, and they were promoting, basically they were just promoting the arts, supporting the arts, so it would be all different kinds of music, it wasn't just metal, but the fact that they did metal as well was great. So they would have that festival every year, and they'd take a few bands every year, and they'd say, hey, we're going to do a music video for you, or we're going to do an EP, or, you know, and then that would be given out to people free, you know. So it was awesome. I mean, they gave us the budget for the Glorious Epic video first, and then after I guess that was done, somehow we ended up getting the offer to do the EP, which also they you know, paid for a video and supported us on the tour for that. So it was like phenomenal, you know, it was like a great thing. And then when all's said and done, the rights to the music go to us too, you know. And Nuclear Blast was cool. They were just like, yeah, do that. You know, they didn't worry about it. To them, it was a good way to promote the band. So they said, yeah, go for it. That's a great thing, you know.
It opened up to a lot of newer fans, maybe too.
Sure, you know, so it was just something cool to do. So it was a win for everybody, really, you know. And it's awesome because these kids would get to come out to the concerts for free. They did that free. I mean, unfortunately, I guess they're not doing it anymore, but while it lasted, it was very cool. You know, it was a very cool thing, you know, and we were like, you know, it was really awesome.
Yeah, we had a blast. Awesome.
Yeah, man, I mean, it was really cool. So, you know, while it lasted, it was nice. But that EP now that we have with us, you know, we have it with us, and we're able to, you know, sell it on our online or here. So yeah, now it's available for people to get, because I mean, some people are buying this thing on eBay, the original one, for like way too much money, you know. It's a little crazy. So now we have it. People can get it from us at a reasonable price. So, you know, they don't have to pay $1 billion for like a little CD.
We got one more question for you. If there was any band you guys could play with, what band would that be?
I think we play with them all already. It's like we play with just about every band in the scene that I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, we're the type of band that could play with just about anybody. I mean, we get along with everyone. We always have a good time. Like Dark Funeral, for instance, we got on some shows with them in Australia, and it was great. Super cool guys. We had a great time. It was a great 3 shows. But just in those 3 shows, we like. You know, they were super cool, and I'm sure we'll do something with them again, you know. So, you know, it's just cool. We just love touring with whoever, you know. It's like, it's always cool to tour with bands that you know for years, and it's cool to tour with new bands and, you know, do something different.
Meet new people, see new faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
so,
new friends
yeah, I mean, you know, we get along with everybody, so we're okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Bob. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming out and for
you.
the interview.
Thank you.
Good luck on the rest of your tour.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, just thanks for everything, and hope the rest of the tour goes swimmingly like it has so far.
Thank you. It's been great. We appreciate all the support this tour's been getting. I mean, us on Blood Incantation are like super psyched that people are coming out to these shows and supporting this small tour, but it's going really good. So we're all happy, and we appreciate the 30 years of support some of you guys have been giving us, and we will have a new album next year, so we look forward to that and coming back down here in the near future. So,
definitely catch Immolation. What the hell, man?
Incantation too.
Alex
They'll
Books
probably be around soon.
who used to be in Incantation.
That's
That's what
right.
I was thinking about.
We have
Immolation's on tour. Catch him while you're out there. Also, look out for that new album. And if you haven't picked up Atonement, please do. One of the best albums that came out a couple years ago. Definitely one of the top ones. For Vince, Israel, Metal Swap Talk, we'll see you in the pit.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
So Vince and Brian had a chance to go up to Santa Ana for the Enforcer and Warbringer show, and they had a great time up there, hanging out with some cool fucking people, right, Brian?
Yeah, that was at Malones in Santa Ana, which me and Vince had never been to, but that's
I really like that venue.
That place is badass, dude. It's like for you San Diego folks, it's kind of like going to Brick, but it has it's a little bit bigger, has two stages, so there's no stopping between bands.
Yep.
And they have food there, and like a big ass outdoor area.
Yeah, big patio.
Yeah. We had one complaint.
Yeah, the beer selection could have been a little bit better. They have maybe we're
Beer
beer snobs. I don't know.
We are beer snobs.
We're from San Diego.
Yeah. The only thing we liked that we had there was Lagunitas IPA, which is not our favorite, but it's definitely not the worst thing to drink.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were with Andy fucking Ford.
Yeah.
And Tanner Poppit.
Razor Radio.
Razor Radio.
You might have heard him.
Big
Yeah.
shout out to Razor Radio.
So we look very red. So if it looks like we're being watched by the Predator,
We are. Oh, you are.
yeah, it's because the red light district, the light that they had above us. But it was a lot of fun, and those guys are very cool and professional, and I appreciate them having us on, and way more pro than what we do. But
They're coming down, right?
They are. They're going to be there at the Metal Swap Meet, broadcasting live.
Awesome.
Either broadcasting live or broadcasting upload later, which is probably what they're going to do.
Yeah, Andy and Tanner, they were really cool, and
They're amazing, awesome
had a
guys.
good time with them, and it was a cool show, and bands were good, and
Yeah, that's a really cool venue. If you get a chance to go there at Malone's, it was really neat.
yeah, I'd like to get a show booked there sometime too.
Let's do it.
Sounds like a great place.
It was. So yeah, you guys could check this out, and we'll talk to you after this interview.
So, what was the first one where it was like kind of,
Getting bigger.
outside of your driveway?
Yeah, it was in my driveway. Yeah, we had about 200 people that year, and we had something like 15, 20 vendors.
That's awesome.
Then we kind of found out that was something people liked.
Wow. So and then how many vendors typically do you have at these San Diego Metal Swap
where are you
meets?
looking this year?
This year we're going to have over 50.
Over 50. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, over 50. So yeah, it's going to be the most vendors we've ever had.
And going to have Caden down there DJing?
Caden will be DJing from Hyrax.
Yeah.
Yep. He's going to be spinning the metal, all the good old school and new stuff.
You never plays any new stuff. You always plays old school. He told me a couple years ago, that's your job, Andy. You play the new shit. I'll play the old shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all
Well,
right,
we're
fuck.
going to be playing new shit when we're there promoting it, so it's going to be
Oh, yeah.
really fun.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, fun stuff. Who else we got coming? We got Warlord coming out probably. Give us a couple vendors.
probably JP, probably like what is it, Morbid?
More reality.
Yeah.
Oh man, we have everybody.
Nuclear Blast.
I'm not sure we have Nuclear Blast.
Any of the labels coming out?
There are some. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I should have brought like a card with a cheat sheet.
You got Brain coming out? Which is the grindcore label he's got. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, it's over 50. In our last podcast, I read half of them off.
All right.
And I can't even remember a single one right
Well,
now.
where can people find your podcast?
Okay, yeah, that's like a thing we just started this year. It's called Metal Swap Talk.
I like it.
Yeah, and we
Metal
just
Swap
do it
Talk.
whenever we can. So far, it seems like it's been every
I enjoy
2 or
it.
3 years.
Yeah,
2 or
I
3
enjoy
weeks,
it,
not
so-
years.
Do you,
And Vince is also one of the hosts on it, along with Israel, who does
Yeah. the swap meet with you, right?
Metal swap meet with me. Yeah.
And you're also in Necro Chamber, right?
Yes, that's right.
How long you guys been a band? I got the press kit this week. It's not bad.
Yeah,
man.
the band started in about 1998, but
98?
But it took about until 2011 until we started getting people together and playing shows, and
Right
just
on.
released our new album earlier this year.
Cool. I got the press kit thanks to your manager. You are managing him, right? Just helping out.
No way, no.
Real quick, who's playing this year? Because I know you always have bands playing.
Night Demon.
Just Night Demon. That's
Night
it.
Demon.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not trying to turn it into like a metal festival. We figure that
They wanted to be a swap meet.
You just have one
Yeah.
band typically per
just
year.
close it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it last year? It was Anger's Art, right?
Last year we didn't have a
No,
band.
the year before was
It was Anger's Art.
Exhumed.
Anger's Art played a couple years ago. I know
The
that.
year before was actually Jack Panzer.
And then the year before was Exhumed.
It was Exhumed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went. Yeah, that one was fucking packed.
It was packed. We outgrew that
well,
place.
yeah. And then, so how big is this place now that you have as compared to the one, say, a couple years ago?
Or compared to your driveway.
Yeah. It's
Well,
it's a
dude,
little
I mean-
bigger than the driveway. It's a big
Yeah, it's
outdoor,
outdoors.
like commercial area.
Where at?
It's in the Miramar area of
Was
San
it the
Diego.
same place that was at
Fighter Town,
last year or the year before?
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of breweries and restaurants right in here. So we're not going to actually sell any beer, but there's plenty of places people walk into, and there's no like wristbanding or anything like that.
So make it easier for people to get in.
And how much is it to get in?
It's going to be $10 to get in, and 12 and under are free.
And
Nice.
it starts at what
That's
time?
plant the seed. I like
Yeah,
that.
it starts at 11.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to
Yeah, that'll be
reiterate
at
it
Setting
for
Sun Sake Brewing Company in Miramar area of San Diego.
Fighter
San
Town.
Diego has the best like breweries in my opinion. Some of the best.
Over
Some of the best.
200. Yeah. It's
Just in
crazy.
San Diego, I counted.
I will
Yeah.
let you guys know a little thing. Angelo brought us that Enter Night.
yeah, the
Metallica beer.
Pilsner, it was
Right.
good, dude. I liked it.
I didn't open any of the cans, but I had one of the whiskey on tap. I didn't like it.
Refreshing, right?
I didn't like it that much. I think Armored Saint Symbol of Salvation beer from Burial is a little better.
Well, it's
As
a
far as the
better,
numbers.
better band, better beer, I guess. That's how it goes.
Damn.
I didn't like it. I had it on tap. They got it on tap with the whiskey.
Okay.
And I'm glad I didn't open the can to Angelo. I'm just going to hold on to it because it's Metallica beer.
Right.
I like the Trooper beer better, too.
I like it.
And I liked it. I do like it better to Lamont, and I've worked for fucking Nelson.
What is the best, in your opinion, though?
Best metal beer I've
Of-
had so far? I had the Black Dahlia fucking beer that they had at Metal and Beer last year. It was fucking awesome. I can't remember the name of the brewery that did it. But, you know, and then there's just a metal brewery called Burial, and they just make some of the most wicked fucking beer, and they're going to be at Metal and Beer.
So, and what about you guys? Do you guys actually taste any of the beers beforehand or whatever? Just to kind of say, would this work with the San Diego Metal Swap Meet, or is
I
it?
taste as much beer as I can.
Okay.
I love
Okay. I like it. I like that answer.
So, yeah, this is all microbreweries around us.
Yeah.
We're
San
not-
Diego's great for it.
We're not selling any commercial stuff. We're not selling any beer, so
Yeah. You got to have a license for that.
no.
So don't rate them. But if you guys do know, the one that everybody always drinks is Lagunitas is from the Bay Area.
Okay, yeah.
Petaluma, that's Hellbender's hometown.
Just tastes like beer to me. So
Yeah,
all I
well,
care
some people
about.
don't care, you know.
it works.
I've been getting real as I get older, more. Dude, if somebody handed me a PBR Coors Light, I'd fucking take this shit away.
No.
And I used to drink that shit all the time.
It-
Now I
it-
can't even think about drinking it.
It's kind of cool, the Metal Swap Meet. It kind of reminds me, I haven't been to Europe, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like a community that just comes out and just fucking rages for a
Well,
day.
you know, they tried to duplicate that in L.A. a few times over the last 10 years, and
Yeah.
you know this exact.
I never went to that. How did those work out?
The one that they did with Warlord, but they had too many bands. They turned it into more of a festival. That's what makes you guys great. You only have the one band, and it's all fucking commerce during the day, and
Yeah.
talking metal, and oh fuck, I got that patch, or fucking look, was that sticker, or dude, it's first pressing. You know,
Yeah, some people are a little older and maybe they can't stay out all night and have a kid or young children. So sometimes they show up real quick.
And the
then
little older
leave.
guys are the ones who usually have money to buy the fucking good shit. You know what I mean?
So I want to switch topics real quick. I want to go to this gentleman's
Go ahead, Tim.
project. So what's going on in your world?
I just actually came back from Mexico on tour with Melakesh, a band from Jerusalem.
Yeah, I knew there. I had him play the joint.
Yeah, it went good. Played about 8 shows down there all through Mexico. Went pretty good.
Yeah, they're mad for it.
Are you working on a new record or anything, or just release something?
Yeah,
or-
there's a new record in the works. I don't know when it's going to be recorded or finished. So
And we're gonna play some of your band here in a minute. You guys got any more shows this year or anything?
With the Mellow-Catch, they do have some more shows coming up in Europe. I think Portugal and I think a Steel Fest next year in Finland.
Wow.
With my band here locally from San Diego, Necro Chamber. We don't have no shows set up yet, but we would like to play up here in the LA or Orange County area.
We can set that up. We know a promoter.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So.
That's something we've been trying to get to and slowly build our audience more.
And real quick before we let you guys go, I want
play some Necro Chamber.
Well, no, hold on a second. I want to get some links real quick for the audience.
Definitely do that.
So where can people find the San Diego Metal Swap Meet? Where's it going to be held again?
So it's going to be at the Setting Sun Sake Brewing Company in San Diego. That's in the Miramar area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
October 19th.
Yep, October 19th.
Starts at 11.
11 to 5. That's when the band will go on. You can find us at metalswapmeet.com or just search Metal Swap Meet on Facebook. And you can check out our podcast and YouTube channel, Metal Swap Talk.
Cool. And we're going to be down there doing this kind of talk. I think.
I guess they want our shitty fucking banter on there, so we're going. So cool.
We're attracting a fun crowd.
Love it.
What track you want us to play?
You can pick, how about the Flesh Ripper? Seems to be
Flesh
one
Ripper
people
from
like.
Necro Chamber right now on
Razor Radio.
Yeah. The Lombardo thing. Hogan actually taught him how to play double bass.
Is that right?
Yep. Taught him to incorporate the double bass, and Lombardo becomes the god of double bass drum. And he never heard of a trigger ever.
Yeah, he's pretty good at double bass, that's for sure.
What do you guys? Have you heard that new Suicidal song they did about a year ago, Lust for Life, the big video? Where Lombardo's playing the little. We're gonna go out on that. Lombardo's playing a little 5-piece kit. And dude,
it's like in the middle of a skate park, isn't it?
A skate park, and then they got Ozfest shits and skaters everywhere. But he's on a little 5-piece kit playing with Suicidal, and he's just throwing in these fills. Like, you're like, oh, fucking Lombardo. He's just like, Carrie, you could have had, just showing off. It looks like he's having fun.
That's good, isn't it? That's what you want from your heroes. So.
That was a band that got me into punk.
Hey,
what about you guys?
Dude, so hold on a second. I want to talk about like some San Diego shit. Because San Diego has
I brought up Gene Hogan. He's from San Diego.
But new bands like Beekeeper and stuff fucking rule, dude. Yeah, like, are there any bands
Necro Chamber?
Not aware of? That.
Yeah, who are the up-and-coming bands you guys think? I know you promote shows down there occasionally.
I try not to.
I know your pain.
What do you think, V? Local metal bands that you're into?
Most of them are probably more popular and already more well-known already. But
San Diego?
Yeah, but there's maybe Cave Bastard is
I know
kind
they
of newer.
Eucharist is good.
Eucharist.
I'm disappointed that Unicorn Death stopped. I really like.
They
had
I
an
like
interesting demo.
Yeah.
They played a bunch of shows for us with the Hate War.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked to Cassie at
I'm still mad at her.
At Exodus. Yeah, because he didn't.
Cassie was supposed to save me a shirt, and I came back and she goes, "Oh, I sold him on. I fucked up." I'm like, "Love you too, Cassie." But yeah, because I collect old Exodus shirts. But yeah, whatever.
Circleoth is another good band too that people need to go.
What about some of the old ones, guys? Psychotic Walls.
Psychotic. Yeah.
Mower. Remember Mower?
Yeah. I try not to remember Mower. Yeah. Rat were originally from San Diego.
Yes, they were. They were known as Mickey Rat then.
Cage is another more popular one.
I like Cage.
Cattle Decapitation.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of them. Norm was in playing drums at one point, right?
Disgorge, another more popular one.
Yep, Disgorge. Condemned.
Yeah.
We just saw them play with Lazarus Casket about 2 months ago.
I think it was 3 months ago.
Oh,
yeah, that was a killer.
Downey. That was a good show.
Killer place.
It was on a Tuesday night. They had a guy making tacos right next to the radio thing, so we had to smell El Pastor all night long. It was kind of cool because I ate lots of tacos.
That's terrible.
Yeah, because El Pastor is not good for me.
Nothing's good for Andy anymore.
It's not on the diet anymore, you know.
All he's got to stick to is water and grapes.
I'm drinking seltzer water.
So, how long do you guys plan on doing the Metal Swap Meet for? Is it just going to keep rolling until the wheels fall off? Or are you planning on expanding it or anything?
Maybe bankroll it into like a multi-million-dollar business and I could retire.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds great, dude.
Let's all do that.
Let's all do that.
I'm just waiting for this thing to go national.
Yeah. I really don't know. Like 10 years we've been doing it. Never thought we'd do it this long.
That's fucking rad, though. Huh?
We just take it year by year. I don't think we focus much further ahead than 1 year.
Do you know?
That's good.
I can pretty much answer that. You know why we do this, like this radio show? Why You do this stuff. It's because we fucking love it.
Right.
It has nothing to do with making money or fucking any of that shit. It's because we fucking love.
Yeah, it's because we're fans of music
just
and
love
metal,
metal
just like everyone else here.
And the biggest thing that you said to me tonight, Brian, that fucking just fills me with joy, is you're letting all the kids 12 and under free into the swap meet, and nothing like that sports metal. That yeah.
When you're there and you see kids walk in and their eyes light up, that makes the hard work all worth it.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, the other good thing that the other good reason why you're doing it too, there's not a lot of all ages venues anymore.
That's true.
It's kind of nice to like have something for the kids, to do that are into metal, because there's not a lot of shows that they could go to. Like tonight, they couldn't fucking.
It's funny because we were
They
talking
couldn't
about
go
that
see
over there.
Warbringer tonight because it's 21 and over. You know?
We were talking
it's a
about that
shame.
on one of the breaks we were having over there when I grew up in the Bay Area. Dude, Ruthie's Inn was basically the Black Castle for you when you were growing up. But Ruthie's Inn was a real bar that had a liquor license and everything. But they would serve anybody that would walk up to the bar. I mean, I was 15 years old the first time I ordered a drink there. And trust me, at 15 years old, I looked about 12. I didn't even look 15. You know what I mean?
That explains a few things.
But I'm just saying, it was our favorite place to go because before that, if we were going to an all-age venue, we had to get something to drink it before we went to the show.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it was usually fucking Dukuiper peppermint schnapps, 100 proof. And I can't even smell. I'm 50 years old. I still can't smell that shit. You remember drinking? Oh, it tastes like toothpaste.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It tastes like toothpaste. That's fucked up.
Yeah, give them mint taste. You never had peppermint schnapps?
No.
You haven't led a life yet, Tanner.
I only know it from the Stone Age movie, so that's it for me. That's
We
all I'm
used-
going to stick it
We
to.
used to do stupid shit like play quarters with a shot glass and a dime with peppermint schnapps. 100 proof Dukuiper.
That was before they had the fireball and stuff.
Oh,
Remember they had the
The thing about Fireball, man.
avalanche and what's the
all
other
that
one?
crazy shit.
Yeah.
The thing about Fireball, though, I want my whiskey to taste like whiskey.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. It's an Irish thing. All right, gentlemen. I said I could talk about San Diego. What's your favorite fucking San Diego metal memory, metal show from down there? I mean, I lived down there for almost 10 years. I was in Santee. And I like Iguanas is probably my favorite place. But
Well, that's
my
in-
favorite,
isn't
hold
that
on,
in
that's
TJ?
Tijuana, but it's still San
Okay,
Diego.
okay.
But my favorite metal memory, I was in Local 12, the union down there, working down in Chula Vista, bulldozer making house pads in a Cat D8. And this kid that was on the union goes, man, you got to come with me to this coffee shop downtown. It's like 2005, 2006. All right. And see this band called Toxic Holocaust play. Wasn't aware of it. And I was, I still run a union, bulldozer, going a few metal shows. And we walk into this coffee shop downtown San Diego. And every kid in there looks like I looked like in 1983, 84, 85. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's the refresh movement. And it was the first time I saw it. And it was just like, kid's got a Creator shirt. I saw that tour. He's like, what? No. Dude, they were all fucking like 20, 21. And they had the flipped up hats. It's just like we did. And I was like, what the fuck? I, in a million years, couldn't think that movement would come back around.
And that's
And
when he
blew my
got.
mind.
That's when he got divorced soon after, and then fucking.
Pretty
went
much,
to-
yeah. I came back in the middle. So maybe that was the catalyst. But that's my favorite San Diego metal. What do you guys got? You lived there longer than I did.
For me, I think it was when I worked at Blue Meanie,
I got good memories of that place, too.
we got to vend at a King Diamond show at 4th and B. That's not there anymore.
Yeah, I
it's a
remember 4th and
venue.
B.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was setting up, and I got to watch King Diamond
I saw Slayer there, actually.
do a sound check with just me in the whole room with 3 songs. So that was one of my highlights.
Did
That's
he have
fucking
makeup
rad.
on already, or just?
No, but he didn't have the makeup on yet.
No.
He was
Okay.
Kim at that point.
He
you
was-
know?
yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty neat. What about you, V?
There's been a lot of good concerts and shows and events down there. Too many to really think of which one could be my favorite.
All right, give us a couple of them then.
Uh,
I'm
in
trying
the
to get
younger
your top,
days,
Vince.
at the old Soma, we could see stuff like
Soma?
Napalm Death, Carcass, and Brutal Truth, or
I had a
maybe there
girl.
was-
I had a wife that was more mainstream, but I saw Slayer play there with Untamed. I saw.
I
saw
Slayer
Zombie
too.
there.
A lot
I
of
saw.
bands and
My ex-wife was into Trivium. I saw them like 3 times there. And we saw some good punk shows and shit there.
yeah, it's
I
a
like
good
Soma.
place.
It's gone now,
No, it's on his 3rd location now, I believe.
I think so.
huh? I like the one that was down by the sports arena.
That's where it's still at.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
I also have one more memory for you guys. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
maybe you guys were there. I was in the Navy, 88, 32nd Street, and Judas Priest came down on the Ram It Down tour with Slayer on South of Heaven opening for him at the sports arena. And I don't know if you guys remember that show, but it was before arenas had the seats on the floor that were all connected, and they had folding metal chairs in rows for this concert.
That's
And
a bad idea.
They were not prepared for Slayer. And Slayer came out and opened up with Angel Death. That was when they opened with it. And the first 50 rows of those metal chairs just went flat. And they threw them in a big thing, and they were going around the chairs like it was a fucking Indian war dance. It was crazy. I remember Ray going, yeah, they weren't ready for us, were they?
It's fucking great,
It's
dude.
shit like that that changed the whole thing in arenas, because you'd never go to an arena now and see maybe if it was a wrestling match.
Right.
And what are they going to beat each other with? But a regular show? No way.
I wonder if they had to pay for that. Like, that
I'm
whole-
sure someone probably did.
Someone.
that would suck, dude.
Yeah, I think we're maybe a little bit younger, but we heard about a lot of shows in the 80s, like Venom playing there, and Merciful Fate, and stuff. All these bands coming to San Diego before. And
San Diego's great, man. I always love
But-
That's my favorite place to play in California is San Diego.
And you know what the best? I only got out of there because that's my ex-wife's. I'd probably still live there if I was married, you know. And her family wasn't there. But you know what the oldest joke in the world is, right? The easiest job in the world is to be the weatherman in San Diego, California. Hey, Bob, over to you with the weather. It's gonna be nice. Back to you, Phil. That's it right there. All right. We played Necro Creeper. What do you want to end it with, Brian? And you pick it.
Any song of any band?
I can find it. Yeah, usually. Don't try to get all fucking obscure on me.
No, I won't. Why don't we just end it with Angel of Death?
All right, dude.
I like it.
Yeah, they're getting ready to. You know, the cool thing is I'm going to the final show, and I live with a guy in Southgate. We live 2 streets over from the Southgate Park in the auditorium where Slayer played their first show on Halloween '81. I'm taking him to see the last show, and him and his brother were both there, so that'll be fun. But anyway, this is a little Slayer. We're on Razor Radio. Our next broadcast, we're going to be at Grill Mall for the Iron Maiden Trooper Party. Trooper Beer sponsoring it.
I'm excited, dude. So, yeah, let's fucking do it. Thanks,
Thank
guys,
you,
again for
gentlemen, and
coming
we'll
on.
see you guys next month.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
guys.
for
I
all the help,
appreciate
too.
it.
It's
We
great
appreciate it.
that
So.
we did this after, you know, it's good. And
Nice
it's
to
great.
meet you guys as well, and we'll be back next time. See ya!
Yo, Razor Radio off the air.
So, last one before the Metal Swap Meet. We want to thank everybody who's been supporting this thing since day one, or if you've been supporting us just since yesterday. We hope that we see you there. We are, you know, working on this as hard as we can, and I think we've come up with a really good combination of good stuff that's coming, signings, and you know, all whatever we can do to make it a great event and a happy event and an enjoyable event for all of you guys who are out there who've supported this. For all of our friends who've been there since day one, and our vendors and our sponsors and everybody, you know, thank you from the
Might
bottom
even
of our
be a
hearts.
little surprise later.
Maybe. Yeah.
Actually, we're planning on something, but you know, if we can do it, we will let you know about it.
Yeah.
We're working on it, so we have a little more surprise. The more stuff we have for the celebration, the better, right?
We might pull off something big, you know, like, you know, me showing off my back piece tattoo, you know.
Dude, your man war butt tattoo, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty epic, so you guys never know. If it could be something huge.
Yeah. If we have enough people there, it might happen.
Yeah, thanks. Checking out the Metal Swap Talk. I don't think this is the end of it, because the swap meet's coming up.
No, just because the Metal Swap Meet's over, we're going to keep doing this. We kind of like doing this. We're all friends, and, you know, we all have, like, different skills and stuff, or lack of skills as far as this trio that we have. So keep tuning in. If you got any suggestions for us, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
And remember, share this video, give it a like, comment on it, and
yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube. That's kind of like seems like to be the best place for it.
Yeah, we want to become influencers like Lady Gaga or whatever.
Yeah. Like we're hoping the Metal Swap Meet's not going to end up like the Fire Festival though.
Yes.
but you might win 2 VIP passes, right?
Yeah, you might win 2 VIP passes, which is slightly better than Fire Festival passes.
Yes. You don't have to camp out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's a deserted island.
We'll have better drinks than there.
Dude, way better drinks and way better entertainment. So definitely, come out on Saturday. We'd love to see you. And like we said, if you have any questions, concerns, or whatever, hit us up on our Facebook, hit us up on Instagram, or on our website, which is metalswapme.com. We have a contact page there as well. For Brian, Vince, and myself, we'll see you on fucking Saturday. We'll see you in the pit.
Yep. And farmersonly.com.
Yeah. Is that like that song from Cinderella?
Which one's that one?
Don't know what you got till it's gone. Don't know what it is I did so wrong.
All right, we only got 20 minutes. Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. Fuck.